Welcome and welcome back to T is for Temidayo. Good evening, friends. It is 6:26 p.m. Today is January 13th, 2026. It is day 44, hashtag 44, hashtag the 44th president, hashtag 44, of 365 days of T for me, T for me, T44 for me. Okay, let's get started. So yesterday we did our shoulders and we did it like at 8:30 p.m. And I'm not gonna lie, I was having a hard time sleeping. I ended up needing to like take some kind of like melatonin type situation just to help myself get to bed, which I'm not trying to recreate today, which is why it is 6:30. I'm home from work and then we're about to go. There it is, the good juice right there. Ooh, can you see it? Oh, say, can you see? Anyway, we're about to put this on our glutes today. I want to put this on earlier so that I can have time to absorb because I do still think it is giving me a jolt of energy when I place it on. So we're putting it on earlier. And then if I am going to take some sleep aid, I'm going to do that closer to like right when I arrive back home from the show that I'm going to see tonight. We're going to go see a new play by an up and coming playwright that has gotten her work produced in a couple different places. Started hearing her work in New York when she did this play called Wolf Play. Her name is Hansel Jung. She's a really dope playwright. She does like interesting plays. And yeah, we're going to let that dry while we chat it up. So today was better than yesterday in the sense where I think a lot of people went home and they were like, we need to make sure that the pronouns are right. I didn't have any situation at all during rehearsal today where I heard somebody misgender me or misgender my character, which I felt like was really, really great. A great improvement from yesterday. And I know that I was holding my breath a little bit today because I was thinking like, oh no, at any point throughout the day, like somebody could say some shit that fucks me up. And that didn't happen, which is great. But also it is very annoying to be like, oh yeah, I'm holding my breath because it is still a possibility. It's like exhausting. Not only that, right? Like I feel the softest, subtle, but insistent feeling of like, am I performing manhood in such a way that everyone in the room is able to read it? It's hard because I'm like, I don't want that to be taking up about 10% of all of my cognitive energy every moment of every day when I'm in company. And even sometimes when I'm alone, I'm like, am I laughing the way that I'm supposed to? Am I sitting the way that I'm supposed to? Am I breathing the way that I'm supposed to? Especially as a performer, I'm like, I have other concerns. I have other questions to be asking myself in terms of the character, the motivation, the given circumstances, etc., etc., etc. And then on top of that, and I'm sure it's true for the character as well, there's about 10% of my mental energy that is constantly and insistently asking the question, am I doing this right? And I know I'm not the only person that feels that way. I know I'm not the only person that feels that way. I'm not the only trans person that feels that way. I'm not the only Black person that feels that way. I'm not the only, person that was socialized woman that feels that way. I'm not X, Y, Z, A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, 4. Not even close. I mean, there are so many of us that have a level of our awareness dedicated to answering the question, am I doing this right? Am I doing life right? Am I doing gender right? Am I doing orientation right? Am I doing attraction right? Am I doing my job right? Am I doing my existence right? It is exhausting. It is exhausting to constantly be in the state where you're like, am I doing this correctly? And I'm like, I know I'm in good company in the world because I know other people are also feeling it. And I also know that I'm holding just a little bit of that tension at all times. And I wonder what would be possible for me if I knew that I was doing it right, and or we lived in a world where doing it right was not important. Where because we acknowledge everybody's doing it differently than each other. I could be in a room with 50, 100, 150, 200 Black trans men, masked people, sapphics who are, 5'6", weigh about, 120, 130 pounds, grew up with a mom from, West Africa and and like literally like I could be in a room with 500 people who have had identical life experiences as I have, and know like none of us are going to be the same person. And so maybe what I'm saying is I'd like to get to a point where that is a relief to me. And I remember, even the cis males in the room, the cis men in the room, are also asking that question of themselves. Like, am I doing manhood right? Am I doing Black masculinity right? Am I doing being of a certain age right? And I think I become hyper aware of it because I'm also playing characters, because that is a part of what I do as my profession, my career. That's nice. That's a nice feeling. That's a really nice feeling. I'm really trying to also focus on what feels good, As I said yesterday, I'm in a new place, and it was really nice today. I'm eating dinner now, I'm sorry. Just having some dinner. It was really nice today because we started off the day meeting the other casts and creative teams for the other 3 out of the 4 shows that are happening in addition to my show. I think there's 5 total, and we met 2 of the 3 different casts. I think there's 4 shows total. And then one of the casts had a day off because they had a performance already. So we all said hello. We all introduced ourselves to each other. I saw Patricia McGregor and I was like, I know you know who I am. I know I know who you are. I'll say hi to her probably tonight. And yeah, I'm just like being in a rehearsal studio, working with Malkia, who is a wonderful director. Christina, who's a wonderful writer, my God. And actors who really care about digging into the work, who are advocating for their characters, who are making choices, and then also like investigating. I'm a big believer in like, just try it. Just try the thing. Just try the thing. As an actor, what if? Try the what if. And then at least we know, because we've gone all in on that choice, whether it's serving whatever it is that we decide is our objective in that moment. And then I was like, during breaks, talking to other cast members in different shows, walking around a room that's doing a full production. And so they're in full production rehearsal mode, which means they got a bunch of set pieces, like stand-in set pieces for the real things. They have a model of the set in the space. They got all these desks with laptops and everybody set up and hooked up and all these diagrams of everything, the costumes, the lights, the sound, etc., etc. And like this big table on one side where all of you could tell all the actors were at, because it had like binders and there was like candy and stuff. I did take a piece of candy. 100%, I'm telling you now. I took not just one, I took 2 pieces of candy. Because for me, that is something small that hurts no one that I can do and enjoy as a little secret to myself. And I just walked around that room saying, I'll be back here doing my own play, starring in my own play, starring in somebody else's play, doing something amazing and fabulous and wonderful. And I'll be back here. And it feels good. It feels good. It feels good, y'all. I feel good. doing the thing that I love to do with people who also clearly love to do it. God, it feels good. And I'm really, really grateful. And I feel good. On that note, we gotta go because we gotta get back to the theater so we can see this show. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching T is for Temidayo. Tune in tomorrow until we have tune in tomorrow for another day of our 365 days of tea for me. I love you. I love you. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.